CBS News contributor Robert Berger joins us now from Jerusalem. Robert, thanks for being with us. So how is Israel responding to President Biden's address and the promises he made?
Israelis are really encouraged by the president's address last night, which is really just an extension of his visit here on Wednesday. He's basically, Israelis feel that the U.S. has Israel's back, that the president has expressed a lot of empathy, and that he's done things to prove it. There's an airlift of weapons coming into Israel. The United States has sent an aircraft carrier to the region, and another aircraft carrier is on the way. And then last night, he asked the American people to support $10 billion in aid to Israel. So he's really seen as a true friend of the Jewish state.
Well, some have raised concerns that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has given the Biden administration too much say in how Israel fights its war with Hamas. Where do these concerns stem from, and why would that be a bad thing if it prevents the conflict from escalating?
Yeah, some newspaper columnists are not pleased, and they've criticized. They feel that Netanyahu is giving too much authority and too much say in what's going on in the war to President Biden. There's an old Israeli doctrine, which is we will defend ourselves by ourselves. And the feeling among critics is that's being eroded. There was a lot of consternation, at least among analysts, that Mr. Biden met with the Israeli war cabinet. They feel that that's maybe just going too far. And they also feel that the president's calls for restraint, such as easing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, easing the siege. He warned Israel not to let its rage take over and to be careful. They feel that that could be tying Israel's hands in its effort and its declared goal of destroying Hamas.
Robert, I wonder what new information are we learning about the 200-some hostages Israel says are being held inside Gaza?
There was an interesting statement today that by the Israeli military that the majority of the hostages are alive. A very short, kind of cryptic. I mean, you have 200 hostages. A majority could be 110 are alive or 180. But it suggests that Israel is gathering intelligence on the hostages and maybe even getting direct or indirect information from Hamas. It's known that Qatar is negotiating between Israel and Hamas and trying to get some kind of a prisoner release. And the Qataris have proposed as a first step that women and children would be released. But Hamas's condition is that Israel must first stop the bombing of Gaza, and Israel says that's not going to happen.
All right, we'll wait to see if there are additional developments. Robert Berger, Robert, thank you.
Thank you.